You can't walk very far in these parts without being greeted with a War Eagle. And boy, do they hope it will be a joyous one today. Welcome to Jordan-Hare Stadium and the home of the Auburn Tigers. We have a ranked versus unranked battle coming up here, and you know how chaos can ensue if they start smelling an upset. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the UTSA Roadrunners, taking on the 22nd ranked team in the land, the Auburn Tigers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Auburn will kick off to get us underway. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Roadrunners offense will have the first possession of the game. And here's the man they'll try to feed the football to no matter what. Jesse.
He's their best player on offense, and I like the way this coaching staff moves him around and tries to create good matchups to take advantage of, David.
And that makes it so hard to defend. When a receiver lines up in the same spot every time, I can bring extra coverage. Man, use this guy all over the field as a weapon of mass destruction.
Tackled there by the defense.
God, he's annoying to play against. You think about it as a defense, I'm trying to cage you in, trying to keep you in the pocket, and then he's just... all over the place, getting outside the pocket, making plays, and then you got to go chase him again and again and again. Just wears you out.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run. And they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Not going to risk a return here. Calls for the fair catch and makes it just around the 30-yard line. So Auburn's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. One way to mitigate the explosive capabilities he has on the outside is be physical with him, and this dude will do that.
He will do that, and you don't see a lot of offenses take the top off this D because of this guy roaming around in the middle of the field. He is a true center fielder, so this receiver's going to have to make plays.
This just is such a great job of getting guys on the ground. A lot of people are in position, but he makes plays, so him versus a dynamic wide receiver on the outside would be a great matchup.
Running back goes in motion. Thrust that arm out. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. The Tigers want to move quickly. White wants to throw it. He makes the connection. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. A new set of downs after the completion.
Well, we know this guy is special. And because of that, his quarterback is looking... on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it. And the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. And they got him for the sack.
Man, this defense has been so impressive to watch. Look at them. Get to the quarterback, get the sack. They play so fast. It's like they have 12 men on the field. Another good performance going down right now. Coming off of last week, putting a goose egg on the board against their last opponent.
And a running back who can take a dump-off pass like that and take it for a gain, that can really be a quarterback's best friend. It's an easy way to rack up touches, but also get the ball to your playmaker in open space.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. Looking for room at the 30. Oh, what a move! And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. The huge explosive play put them right on the doorstep, and now they've got to punch it in. Looking for the score. And he's got it. Touchdown, Tiger.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. Off the play fake on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. From the gun, running back gets the give. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. And the Roadrunners will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. He wants to start this drive with a pass. A little release to the back. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. The Tigers are in the hurry-up. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a third and long. This one from the 44. Getting some heat. Going to try to get it himself. Still on his feet at the 45. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down. And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
You can tell this is a pass play. He has his eyes down the field. He's looking to throw the football. But how nice is it when you got a guy like this that can scramble and go get you a first down? It's just really hard to stop from a defensive perspective.
And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. Tempo and overdrive. The give out of the gun. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Trying to move the sticks on third down. That's the end of the quarter, and Auburn has the lead. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. They'll try to get it through the air. Grab near the marker. It's Thompson. They knock him down, but not before he picks up a first down for Auburn. New set of downs after that completion. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And after that last sack, man, you could just see it. They are feeling themselves. After pitching a shutout last week, after dominating early in this game, it just seems like they're playing with a different aggression and a different level of intensity than what their opponent is. They have been so dominant.
They run into a bit of trouble here, 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. This is not a straight-on kick, a 42-yarder from the right hash. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And that will extend their lead even further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Miami opened up a can, and how many times can you say you went into someone else's building and beat them by double digits? It's what happened today, and the rest of college football should take notice. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Power football with the run. The Roadrunners get enough for the first down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Looking to the big tight end. He's got it. Powers through. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. They'll try the run. Couldn't fight his way out of his grasp.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
On the move, he fires. It's caught downfield. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
Pressure coming. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete. Line getting set on 2nd down.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense, pressuring the quarterback.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. It's 3rd down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. I'm not positive, but that 1st down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield.
On 3rd and long, you know what's coming. That's exactly where you want to get an offense. The passing game has to come out. You go nickel, bring some more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack to force the 4th down.
And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big gain now, but down the road, 3rd, 4th quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Handoff from the gun. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Slips through the line. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Excellent field position here for the offense. He's going to pass. He tries to take the top off. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Roadrunners!
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Getting set for the point after. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Here's the handoff. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. The defense going to stop the clock for the timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll try it over the left side. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there on the Plains. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen in panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Pat Dye Field in Jordan-Hare.
We'll kick it away to start the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position. On first down, here comes this offense. He wants to throw. They're setting up the screen. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. Auburn to the line in a hurry. The back goes in motion. He leaves it with his back. And he's down at the 41. That's a first down. Offense lining up quickly. They go to the ground. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Kept it on the ground on first down. Now back to the line. Right back to it. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. 3rd and short now from their own 48. To the ground to try to pick up the first. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that 3rd down play turned into a disaster. Auburn sends out the punting unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. UTSA takes over and the offense ready to hit the field. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
3rd and short, they've got them backed up inside the 20, and the D can get the ball back here. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it slip right through his hands, and it'll be 4th down after the rare drop from this dude. The Roadrunners will line up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Wide out in motion. From the gun, the ground game.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
The Tigers headed quickly to the line. White going to attack through the air. A little screen to the running back. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. He says he's got a big leg. He's going to have to show it from 56 yards out. And he missed it. No good. It's still a 3-point game after the miss. UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. Man, oh man, these offenses just haven't been able to find any room to get things going, David.
And to quote the great philosopher, Reese Davis, this is very ungood. Just nothing working for this offense, Palmer. They got to find something.
Well, the plays look good against the scout team during the week in practice, but they have just not been able to find a rhythm against this defense today.
A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. They're about to wear this punter out. He's already been out 4 times, staring at a 5th if they can't move the chains. Unloads to the wideout. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down. And the Roadrunners decide to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Fair catch called for, but there is a flag on the play. We'll have to sort it out.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. So the offense keeps this drive alive thanks to the roughing the punter penalty. They hand it to Rodriguez. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And it's a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
Got a man. It's Anderson. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Hoping to help their kicker out with a few yards on 3rd down, because from here, it would be a 58-yarder. 1 quarter to go, and Mike, we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack from this defense. The Roadrunners send out the punt unit. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Finds a little bit of space. He'll get 3 out to the 15. Auburn lines up quickly.
You got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Don't tell that to this defense, though. They played with great effort. They've gotten hats to the football, and they have been able to shut him down.
He threw a couple of costly interceptions in that loss last week, but a really good job to take care of the football in this one.
And Reese, at that position, you better have a short-term memory, right? Quarterbacks have to forget about it, move on, forget the mistakes. Nice job putting that behind him last week. Coming out today, putting together a great performance for his team.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Simmons. What about that move to pick up a few extra yards to the 35? These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. To the ground to try to move the chains. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a 1st down.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
And getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle from the loss.
And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. UTSA takes over in the offense, ready to hit the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Pocket starts to collapse. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. It's complete. A huge pickup. Running toward the tape. Touchdown, UTSA. They move on top here in the 4th. And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the 4th. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Georgia is getting throttled right now inside Sanford Stadium, and frankly, it's been that way since the crowd started barking during the opening kick. They're trailing by 14 to Arkansas. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Now adjusting. He'll try to do it himself. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. We have reached the 2-minute warning, and time is of the essence if this offense is going to make a play. And here comes the offense on second down. White wants to throw it. Quickly to the tight end. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. He knew exactly what they needed there, made the play, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And you got to keep this turbo mode on, right? We got to keep going fast. The clock's running down. Fourth quarter, need a score. Great execution to get the first down. We need a lot more of this on this drive.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. Second down coming up. He's looking to throw. He's taking a deep shot. And it's incomplete, going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Down 4 late, they have to convert on fourth down to keep hope alive. They'll go with a direct snap. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. That'll be a first down. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. He's looking to throw it. And they won't make the connection, going for the big play.
Hey, listen, it's hard for an offense. When you're trailing late in the game, you've got to throw to get back in. The defense already knows it anyway. On top of that, you've got this weather that you have to deal with. These conditions are not conducive to playing pitch and catch. This is a big uphill battle for this offense.
Got it in the middle. It's Thompson. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. To the air on first down. Floats it out in space. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. Second down coming. White going to attack through the air. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. And the pass is incomplete. Jarred loose by the hit.
Third and long, defense knows the pass is coming, so they're going to have guys with their eyes on the QB, but they're going to try to get to him with pressure, pinning their ears back. If you're on offense, you might be thinking blitz here. You better get rid of this one quick.
Caught over the middle. It's coming. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting to his progression.
That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. Wants to throw on second down. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. Makes the grab, and he's dragged down. Got to get to the line quickly for this third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Now improvising. Quarterback gets the first down. The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining.
You know, I think in this situation of the game, too, if I'm this guy, I'm thinking the same thing, right? I'm throwing and getting yards, and if it's not there, I'm going to take this game over myself with my legs. We're in the fourth quarter. We've got an opportunity, one possession down, to get back in this thing. I just got to do whatever I got to do to make that happen.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He's looking to throw. And he'll chuck it into the cheap seats there and save the down. Nobody getting open there.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, guys, fourth quarter, you're trailing. You know that they're going to be throwing the ball and trying to be aggressive and try to climb back into this one. Couldn't come up with it there on second down. Let's see what happens on third.
White wants to throw it. Just threw that one way too far.
And if you're the defense right now, you've given up some yards on this drive, but you've got a possession lead. You just need one more stop after that last incompletion setting up fourth down. Do you blitz? Do you try to speed up the QB?
And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. And he is brought to the ground, and that's how we'll wrap this one up. Looking back on it, this game probably falls precisely into the definition of a trap game. Trap was set, sprung, and the underdogs come up with the win.
And that's why we go, you know what? I don't take your rankings. I'm not worried about your rankings. They don't matter to me. We're going to go out and beat this team. We're better than this team. A lot of time those rankings don't mean a lot to a lot of people. And you can tell it didn't mean a lot to this team. And that's why they came out and pulled the upset.
Absolutely, David. I mean, that's why you play the games. This team knew they had to come out. They were going to have to put their best foot forward in order to get the W. They did just that. They're talented. They're obviously motivated. I can't wait to see how they follow this up in their next game.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese.